The pier table is the commencing works of the road deck. The pier table is the central piece that combines both towers and unites both towers, the south and the north tower of this bridge. And the pier table is basically the skeleton, the beginning of the skeleton of the road that will head now to the side span, to the land side of the bridge. The pier table is mainly with the same material used on the entire bridge. We start with the steel, then we'll have our precast panels, which is a concrete, made of concrete precast panels. And then we have the concrete stitching that will unite and combine those precast panels, and then we'll have the final overlay of the bridge. This composition, it's similar to the entire bridge, both side span and main span. The pieces that we will see typically over here, we have the edge girders that have approximately 15 meters and they weigh 40 tons, which is the longitudinal way of this bridge. And then we have the floor beams. The central ones are a little bit bigger, but then we have a typical weight of 25 tons on the side span and will be the same on the main span. Right now, what we are going to do heading to the side span will be pre-assembly on the ground. We'll unite two edge girders, so we're making 30 meters, and we'll be pre-assembling that bolting on the ground level. Then we erect piece by piece. But before we do that, we need to build, as you can see here, the temporary works. The temporary works here are mainly a false work that will hold the weight of the bridge, the steel structure, heading to the side span. We have two columns and we have a header beam, and we have a PT system that keeps the structure stable. And that's what needs to be erected before we actually put the edge girders. A couple of days before, we start that erection and then we proceed with the two edge girders on the edges. We start with the pier table, as you see, and then we move to the side span. We finish the side span, and as soon as we have that completed, we have our deck anchored to the piers that you see here. That's the moment that we start on the main span, and that's where you can see the cables. On the side span, the bridge is not exactly symmetric on either side. It's almost symmetric, but not exactly. On the side span we have 26 segments, and on the main span we have 27. And those segments are typically 15 meters. The supplier here is Canem. They are delivered by Canem, our steel supplier, here in Quebec, in Canada, that provides us the entire steel of this bridge. In every construction site, it all depends on so many factors. We are hoping to complete these works during 2022 on the side span, the steel works, and on 2023 we move to the main span, and depending on all the installation of the cables and all the main span pieces, weather conditions and everything that we cannot control, we are thinking of finishing this by the end of 2024. That is extremely complicated, as you mentioned, to do this job. You have to coordinate a lot of people on site. You need to coordinate the deliveries. You need to coordinate the installation schedule, actually, which for numerous reasons it's extremely complicated to do that. We have to control first the bolting activities. That starts on the shed, preparing all the bolts, preparing all the material. Also the coordination between us and the suppliers to give us the material on time. And then basically it's coordinating the works that we have to do with our people on site, which we have different specialities here. We have the operators, we have the iron workers, we have the laborers, and that combination of works that they all enter on the bridge erection, that's the most challenging part, but I believe we can make it happen. We have a combination, as I mentioned, of different trades over here, and they are all part of the job here. So we need to know exactly which trade enters and when it enters, and do that coordination so we can do the work as safely and as fast as we can. That will be an honor to be part of this project, as already is. Talking about professionally, it's right now where I want to be. It's the most challenging project I've ever been, so I just want to make this as smooth as possible, safely as possible, and by the end of the bridge we can all celebrate and see the good job that we did.